So I'm here with.
My name's Shawn.
Nice to meet you, Shawn.
Nice to meet you too.
Whereabouts are you from originally?
Well, I was born and raised in Mission for 25 years, and I ended up in New West for 6 years, and now I've been here for the past half a year probably or something like that.
What was your childhood like in Mission?
I lived a pretty normal life. I went to high school and stuff, went to elementary, I got my diploma and stuff. It was regular, had Halloween and trick-or-treat with my friends and stuff. Everything was pretty normal. It was I had a pretty good upbringing. I guess you could say sheltered. I had sheltered parents and stuff. So, yeah.
Okay. And what happened to your eyes, if you don't mind me asking?
That happened last night. I was riding my bike, and apparently, I wanted to just get some work done on my bike, and basically by the time the work was done, somebody claimed that it was their bike. This lady came and claimed it was her bike, and then I started arguing with her, and then I ended up getting bear maced. And it's I guess I don't know who was all in on it. I don't know what. It was a nice BMX, and I guess they wanted it. BMX is down here. People want them. I guess it's an item that people want. So yeah, it's shitty.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
What led you to down here?
Just a lot of circumstances. I couldn't get housing because of the way the market is around here. I was looking for a place, and it got hard. It got exhausting looking at places and going to check out places. So basically, I was doing Airbnbs, but Airbnbs get really expensive. But my family was helping me with that. But after a while, it cost too much money, and basically, I just said I'm going to go to a shelter. So there was no shelters available in the other cities like Surrey and New West. So I just came out here and decided to come out here, and now I'm here.
Are you homeless?
Yeah, I am. I try to stay at a shelter, but I also got kind of kicked out of there last night because I was in pain, so I didn't have a lot of patience for the people working, and the people working didn't have no patience for me. So I ended up getting the boot from there last night. So I ended up no bike, no shelter, but I met somebody. This dude kind of helped me out. Shared a joint. We just kind of chilled, kicked it for the night, and it was chill. Can't complain. There's a lot of good people out here too.
What are the shelters like down here?
Well, my experience hasn't been that great, but I know there's a few. I've heard some good ones about some other places. So, it's kind of like a pick and choose thing. Some of them can be good. The one I was at was pretty good, but I guess it depends who's working. Depends what kind of job. What kind of morning they had. You know what I mean? A lot of circumstances, but they're there to help. They're supposed to be there to help. Yeah.
Do you know what got you into drugs?
Yeah, I went. The shelter accused me of using drugs one time, and I hadn't used drugs because I had just moved out here, so I was a little bit offended and hurt over that. So I ended up leaving the shelter, but I couldn't handle the street for all of 20 minutes, and I went back. I tried going back to the shelter, and they told me your bed's already taken. So basically, I had to sleep on the street, and I ended up this was April, so it was cold at night, and all I had was a t-shirt plus one hoodie on. So I was laying on the t-shirt, and I had one hoodie on, and I was freezing, and basically this guy came up, and I told him, I need something, because I had money in my pocket from my previous job. So I still had money, so I ended up picking up, because there's a couple drugs I didn't want to do, but I've done crystal meth before in the past. So I just told him, if you have a little bit of crystal meth, maybe I can just do some of that to warm up, and from then on I just kind of kept using it.
How was it the first time that you used it?
It warmed me up, and it made me feel like I was just close to everybody. I went from being scared to be down here and being slightly grossed out, which is very, disrespectful and ignorant way to think. But I was grossed out to, my bag, I was parking it right on where everybody does drugs. I was parking it right there and just sitting on it and just chilling and meeting tons of people, and it's crazy. I never thought I would do that. My uncle died down here, so I never wanted to be down here.
Sorry to hear that. How did your uncle die?
He was down here during when heroin was actually a thing, when there was actual heroin, not the fentanyl that all they have now. But it was when there was actual heroin, and I guess he shared a needle or something and ended up catching the HIV, and that was turned into AIDS, and that was that.
Can you describe what it's like down here on the East Hastings?
Yeah, like, you know, it can be a little rowdy sometimes. I guess it depends what part of East Hastings you're on. You know, sometimes it can be rowdy. You know, if you know people, that's definitely better. There's a lot of family. A lot of people help each other. You know, a lot of people are in need, and if they know you from the day before, they're probably gonna help you. People help people all the time. You know, but it can also be a very like destructive place, and you know, there's a lot of addicts, and there's a lot of just, you know, my routine used to be to wake up, eat breakfast, shower, maybe smoke a joint, go to work. But now it's like wake up, do a little bit of crystal meth, and I don't go to work. Yeah, I just chill. Yeah, it's a trap. I guess I describe it as a trap.
Where were you working before?
Oh, I've done a lot of jobs, but when I came here, I was a TCP, like a traffic control person and stuff. But you need your phone to do that job because they dispatch you every night. You need to fill out paperwork on your phone, and I had a phone jacked, and I got it again, and it got jacked again, and I started getting fed up, and I was like, you know what, like just screw it. You just start losing motivation. I guess it kind of wears you out. The day-to-day things you take for granted, you have to do down here, and it wears you out having to do them.
How did they jack your phone?
I left it at the library, and I just went to another aisle. I came back and it was gone. And then the other Vancouver Public Library, I was there, and that's where my other phone got jacked the exact same way. I didn't learn. I didn't learn. Now I learned.
What are some of the craziest things you've seen here in the last couple months?
Man, I saw a chick using like a Narcan kit, which is a drug kit. She's using it as a purse. I was like, wow, like that's pretty ghetto. That's crazy. I've never seen that. You know, tons of stuff. You see something different every night, man. Like if you chill down here from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m., you see a lot of crazy stuff, and I don't even know, man. I don't even know where to start. Like there's just fuck, I don't know. I don't even know, man. There's just so much. I can't even. My brain's a bit twisted right now. And there's a lot going on last night, so yeah.
Do you want to get off of drugs?
Yeah. I want to go back to like who I used to be in like my regular life. This isn't. I came down here and I met a lot of good people, and I got addicted to like being around like good people. You know, I've like my circle scene. They're pretty good. They've helped me out a lot and taken care of me. So it's hard to leave, you know, and I've kind of made a small name for myself, I guess you could say, out here, which I never had in my original cities or where I'm from, but I definitely want to get off it and leave and go back to regular life, because I had goals and I had things. I got over, you know, I lost a girl of 13 years, and I definitely want to go back to regular. This isn't regular for me.
Can you compare Vancouver to Mission?
Just everything's different. Mission's a very, you know, more quiet. It's just a smaller little town. It's basically a town, like I used to call it just a truck stop, where trucks come to fill up, grab something to eat, and they keep going. You know what I mean? That's where I'm from. And Mission, I don't know, I guess I took it for granted, because Mission is a peaceful place, and I had an awesome, you know, I got to go to high school. I got to go to, you know, no COVID or anything. So I got to go to elementary school, go to high school, go to prom, go to all that stuff, and it was cool. So, you know, Vancouver is just totally different. I wasn't down here as a child, so I don't know how it was, but from what I hear, like, yeah, it's a lot different, a lot more hard, I guess you could say. It's, yeah, not Vancouver, but the downtown east side. Vancouver is a beautiful city, but downtown east side is beautiful too. Has its parts, but there's a lot of ugly parts to it too.
What do you think can be done to help the homeless here?
What can be done? I guess just more jobs. I guess that's pretty much it. I don't know. Like I've thought about this a lot. People I've been with have talked about it. I guess just more jobs to keep people busy. Because, you know, if you're staying at a shelter and you're homeless, there's an area of time where you don't have anything to do but go out and just chill or hustle or whatever you want to do. It's just like, you know, we just need more jobs for the homeless out here so that they can make something of themselves.
Thank you very much for your time.